how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well. So, welcome back to part 2 of my favorite books so far, and these are in no particular order, but let's just get started. So the first one is Binge by Tyler Oakley. Look at that cover and then the back. It's adorable. Tyler, if you guys do not know, is a famous YouTuber. I mean, if you don't know, how did you not know? It's weird. And he's from Michigan, so I kind of feel a special Michigander connection with him. So let's read what it's about. Pop culture phenomenon, social rights activist, and the most potent LGBTQ plus voice on YouTube, Tyler Oakley, brings you his first collection of witty, personal, and hilarious essays. For someone who made a career out of oversharing on the internet, Tyler has a shocking number of personal mishaps and shenanigans to reveal in his first book, experiencing a legitimate rage blackout in the Cheesecake Factory, negotiating a tense standoff with a White House official, crashing a car in front of his entire high school in an Arby's uniform, projectile vomiting while bartending with a grandmother, and so much more. In Binge, Tyler delivers his best untold, hilarious, side-splitting moments with a trademark flair that made him a star. And then look at this inside, guys. It's beautiful. But yeah. Oh my goodness. But that's this book. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's amazing. On to the next one, and that is Geek High by Piper Banks. I read this in like middle school, I think, and there is a sequel to it. I just can't find it anywhere. So I might have to reread this and then see if I can, like, if I find the sequel, reread this. But let's see what it's about. My name is Miranda Bloom, and I'm a math genius with divorced parents, an evil stepmother, and no boyfriend in sight. And that's not all. I don't even fit in with the other geeks at school because they actually have super useful talents. Sure, I'm a human calculator, but that doesn't amount to much when people have you know their own calculators. Now I'm planning Geek High's Snowflake Gala, and worse, I have to find a date, which is easier said than done, considering my one true love is apparently falling for my annoying stepsister. If only all my problems were mathematical. It's a really good book, guys. You should read it. I'm gonna say that a lot. Next up is a book by one of my favorite authors in the entire world, An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. And it's just such a good book, you guys. So let me tell you why. 19 Catherines and counting. When it comes to relationships, Colin Singleton's type is girls named Catherine. And when it comes to girls named Catherine, Colin is always getting dumped, 19 times to be exact. On a road trip, miles from home, this anagram-happy, washed-up child prodigy has $10,000 in his pocket, a bloodthirsty, fertile hog on his trail, and an overweight Judge Judy loving best friend riding shotgun. But no Catherines. Colin is on a mission to prove the theorem of underlying Catherine probability when he hopes to predict the future of any relationship and average dumpies everywhere that may finally win him the girl. Guys, honestly, I went into this book not really excited, but it is such a good... Okay, so as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my camera dying, number 4 is a book recommendation I got from Zoella. Not personally, you know, Zoe saw it online, but she raved about it, and so I picked it up, read it, and loved it. This was before it became a movie, guys. And it is All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. And it is just such a good book. It has two main characters, Finch and Violet, and each chapter, so like this is Violet's chapter, and like this is Finch's chapter, like that goes between the two characters. So let's read why it's such a good book. Theodore Finch is fascinated by death. Every day he thinks of ways he might die, but every day he also searches for and manages to find something to keep him here and alive and awake. Violet Markey lives for the future, counting the days until graduation when she can escape her small town, or her small Indiana town, and her arching grief in the wake of her sister's death. When Finch and Violet meet at the ledge of the bell tower at school, 6 stories above the ground, it's unclear who saved whom. Soon, it's only with Violet that Finch can be himself, and it's only with Finch that Violet forgets to count away the days and start living them. But as Violet's world grows, Finch's begins to shrink. So that's gonna happen, guys. This, honestly, no offense to the movie, but this is so much better than the movie. It's just, it expands on the story more, and it gives more detail, and it's way better. No offense to the people in the movie, but this is so much better. Number 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5. Excuse me. It's The Giver by Lois Lowry. Forgive me if I'm saying this wrong. Now, we had to read this in middle school, I think, high school, and I wasn't really with it. And then the movie came out, and I watched that, and I was like, maybe I should revisit the book. And it's a really good book, guys. I honestly really like this. And so here is the synopsis. I have great honor, the giver said. So will you, but you will find that it is not the same power. Life in the community where Jonas lives is idyllic. Designated birth mothers produce new children who are assigned to appropriate family units, one male, one female to each. Citizens are assigned their parents and their jobs. No one thinks to ask questions. Everyone obeys. The community is a precisely choreographed world without conflict, inequality, divorce, unemployment, injustice, or choice. Everyone is the same, except Jonas. At the ceremony of 12, the community's 12-year-olds eagerly accept their predetermined life assignments, but Jonas is chosen for something special. He begins instructions in his life's work with a mysterious old man only known as the Giver. Gradually, Jonas learns the power lies in feeling, but when his own power is put to the test, when he must try to save someone he loves, he may not be ready. Is it too soon or too late? And honestly, this is a really good book. It's kind of the closest thing I can compare it to is The Hunger Games. Not with like the killing of the children. It is much different than that. But like they're in factions, or like Divergent, or I forgot what the Hunger Games call it, but I think is it factions? I know it's a version called the factions. Anyway, they're in a designated place, and they're put there, and someone controls their life, and it's just a really good book, guys, and you should read it. Alright, next up, I read this in high school, and I honestly loved it. It's called Hate List by Jennifer Brown. I like how this said, I didn't mean for anyone to die. And it's just such a good book. Like, oh my gosh. Definitely like a good reread. Anyway, let's read why it's so good. The list was my idea. I didn't mean for anyone to die. Will you ever forgive me? 5 months ago, Valerie Leffman's boyfriend Nick opened fire on their school cafeteria. Val was as shocked as everyone else, but despite her own serious injuries, she's implicated in the crime because of the list. The list she and Nick made of people they hated. The list Nick used to pick his targets. Now, after a summer of seclusion, Val is forced to confront her guilt as she returns to school to complete her senior year, haunted by the memory of her boyfriend she still loves and navigating rocky relationships with her family, her former friends, and the girl whose life she saved. Val must come to grips with the tragedy that took place and her role in it, in order to make amends and move on with her life. So, the short version, basically, is this girl and her boyfriend made a hate list of everyone they disliked in school, and her boyfriend took it upon himself to basically have a school shooting, and he pretty much killed everyone on the list, except for, as you heard, someone that Val saved. And it's a really good book, and you guys should read it. Next up, I'm a little late to this party, but 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. And I got the deluxe 10th anniversary version. But, and why I say I'm late to this party is my sister had this book years before Netflix got a hold of it. And I always looked at it, and she told me what it was about, and I'm like, I don't really think, but I was also like in middle school when this happened. And then it came out, the series came out my junior year of college, I think. And I wanted to read the book before I watched the series, so I read the book and then I watched the series. So I'm pretty sure you guys know what it's about by now, but if not, I'm going to read what it's about. Oh, and I like this. I just noticed that. Oh, and then I forgot this cool little thing about it, the sleeve. And then I like that there's coupons right here. Right? Or no, point of interest. Still, it's cute. Anyway, okay. Let's see what Jay Asher has to say about 13 Reasons Why, shall we? Okay. Clay Jensen returns home from school to find a strange package with his name on it. Laying on his porch inside, he discovers several cassette tapes recorded by Hannah Baker, his classmate and crush, who committed suicide 2 weeks earlier. Hannah's voice tells him that there are 13 reasons why she decided to end her life. Clay is one of them. If he listens, he'll find out why. Clay spends the night crisscrossing his town with Hannah as his guide. He becomes a first-hand witness to Hannah's pain, and as he follows her recorded words throughout town, what he discovers changes his life forever. And I honestly like the book better than the show, although I do love the show. I like how in the book it's a one-night thing and not a several days thing. And yeah, and there was, I don't remember where I found it at, but there was a different version of the ending where Hannah survives her attempted suicide. And yeah, it's just a really good book, and if you haven't read it yet, you should. And then next, or last but not least, I guess, are these 3 books, and it's the Girl Online series by Zoe Sugg, aka Zoella. And like I did in the last video, I'm not going to read the Girl Online Going Solo or Girl Online on Tour ones because they're the sequel to Girl Online. So I don't want to spoil Girl Online in case you haven't read it by reading these 2. So if you're interested, this is the second book. It's Girl Online Going Solo, and then this is the 3rd book, Girl Online on Tour. These are really good books, but obviously you should probably read Girl Online first. And honestly, I love these books so much. So let's read it. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, Zoe Sogg is British and I love her. She's my favorite YouTuber, honestly. Okay. I have this dream that secretly all teenage girls feel exactly like me. And maybe one day when we realize that we're all the same, we can all stop pretending we're something we're not. That would be awesome. But until that day, I'm going to keep it real on this vlog and keep it unreal in real life. And that's the path. Let's see. Okay, it's in here, obviously. Penny has a secret. Under the alias Girl Online, Penny blogs her hidden feelings about friendship, boys, high school drama, her quirky family, and the panic attacks that have begun to take over her life. When things go from bad to worse at school, her parents accept an opportunity to whisk the family away for Christmas at the Waldorf Astoria in New York City. There, Penny meets Noah, a gorgeous guitar-strumming American. Suddenly, she has fallen in love and capturing every moment she spends with Brooklyn Boy on her blog. But Noah has a secret too, one that threatens to ruin Penny's cover and her closest friendship forever. So yeah, we're going to end it on this book. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know some of your favorite books down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I guess if you let me know your favorite books, you'll get me some reading material that I can read. So yeah, like it if you did, subscribe. I post new videos every single Friday at 4. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see your beautiful faces next week. Bye!